Welcome, luminous soul, to old Buddhist philosophy, your sacred refuge in a world of noise, where ancient wisdom speaks in numbers and silence holds truth. As the golden wheel of time turns into August 2025, a rare spiritual alignment unfolds across the unseen sky. This is not merely another month, it is a cosmic threshold, a breath of the universe drawn deep into the soul's lungs. And within its current, 6 rare and potent numbers arise, not as coincidences, but as carriers of profound energy. They are messengers, portals and mirrors for the self, who is ready to awaken. These are not the numbers of chance. They are vibrations, divine echoes encoded with the precision of planetary rhythms, karmic timing, and celestial prophecy. In the teachings of the Buddha, every number holds the seed of the Dharma, reflecting truths not just of material fate, but of spiritual unfolding. When rightly understood, they are not tools to predict, but keys to unlock what sleeps within. They are alignment, where the seen meets the unseen, and the self remembers its eternal rhythm. This August, the universe does not whisper, it chants. Each number that finds you has already passed through the filters of the stars, the meditations of seers, and the breath of creation itself. Baba Vanga once said, "There will come a time when numbers will be read as scripture, and that time is not far. It is now." Nostradamus, too, cloaked sacred digits in verse, warning that the most powerful codes are often dismissed by the unawakened. But you are here, and that means something ancient in you has already remembered. So I invite you, before we begin this sacred journey, to pause, still your breath, align your focus. Let this not be a video, but a ceremony. Tap the like button, not as habit, but as a mudra, a gesture of intention, of devotion. Subscribe, not for content, but to walk a sacred path together, where every number becomes a sutra, every whisper becomes a teaching. And in the comments below, declare your readiness not with casual words, but with presence. I am ready to receive with focus and grace. Stay with me till the end of this transmission, for hidden beyond the 6 lies a 7th, a master vibration, one that monks chant in silence, one that astrologers wait years to glimpse. It is said this number holds the frequency of divine prosperity, that it attracts abundance with the same certainty as gravity calls the stars to their place. Let us begin, not with thought, but with presence, not with curiosity, but with reverence. Number 8, the frequency of infinity. 8, a curve so quiet it almost goes unnoticed, yet within its silence lies the roar of infinity. It is the number of sacred cycles, the breath between cause and effect, the bridge between the earthly and the eternal. In Buddhist teachings, 8 is not merely numerical, it is a map to enlightenment. The Eightfold Path, offered by the Buddha with compassion and clarity, is a guidepost through the storm. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. When we walk this path, we do not escape life, we refine it. We do not transcend reality, we illuminate it. To turn the number 8 sideways is to awaken to its true form, the symbol of infinity, a flowing loop without beginning or end, mirroring the undying truth that all things are connected. In August 2025, this symbol glows brighter in the cosmic sky. It calls to those ready to stop running and start remembering. It is not the energy of a sprinter chasing a finish line. It is the frequency of the mountain that grows over millennia, steady, silent, sacred. 8 does not speak in bursts of luck or fleeting flashes. Its language is rhythm, routine, devotion. It beckons you to build a foundation not with panic, but with patience, not with impulse, but intention. In the teachings of the great seers, from the visions of Nostradamus to the subtle insights of Baba Vanga, 8 was seen as a karmic return, a number that rewards those who plant seeds in silence and water them with discipline. If you've felt scattered, exhausted by constant striving, 8 arrives as a balm, reminding you that true wealth is not rushed. It is built, slowly and soulfully, with brick after mindful brick. This is the energy of mastery, of aligning your daily actions with your highest truth. 8 is the heartbeat of long-term abundance, but it does not shout. It whispers through repetition, through systems, through the quiet power of self-trust. You may begin to see this number repeatedly, in passing reflections, in phone screens glowing 88%, in page numbers, receipts or dreams. These are not glitches, they are confirmations that you are not lost. You are being guided to ground yourself in intention. And so 8 poses a question, not with urgency, but with quiet conviction. Are you ready to become the architect of a life not driven by desire but defined by devotion? Number 3. Joy as a portal to power. 3. A number so light it floats, yet so powerful it realigns destinies. It is the sacred triad, the holy breath between creation and existence. In Buddhist tradition, it mirrors the eternal refuge, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, the awakened one, the path of truth, and the community of seekers. But beyond doctrine and scripture, 3 pulses with an energy many have forgotten, the wild, radiant energy of joy. Joy, in its truest form, is not frivolous. It is revolutionary. It pierces through sorrow, not to mock it, but to transform it. In this age of urgency and exhaustion, number 3 appears as a soft rebellion, a reminder that play is prayer, and laughter is not distraction, but devotion. As the energies of August 2025 intensify, 3 rises like a beacon, aligning with Jupiter, the planet of expansive vision, to light up the dark corners of your life. It asks, not for performance, but presence, not for status, but soul. It whispers, your power lives in your joy. In the writings of ancient mystics, from the Zen masters to the seers, like Nostradamus, the number 3 was a code, a rhythm of harmony, mind, body, spirit, thought, word, deed. When aligned, they do not just function, they magnetize miracles. Baba Vanga often spoke of a triangle of energy that surrounds a person destined for transformation, and that triangle always pulsed with the number 3. Have you noticed synchronicities lately? A song lyric echoing your inner truth, a child's laughter that stirs something forgotten. That's 3 knocking. You may have spent years chasing success, validation, belonging, but 3 does not chase, it creates. It paints freely, it sings without rehearsal, it dances barefoot under a moonlit sky. This number is your invitation to return to that sacred part of yourself, the one who was never afraid to be seen, never ashamed to shine. That child within you didn't disappear. It waited patiently for the door of joy to reopen. So if this number has begun appearing in street signs, on the clock at 3:33, in casual conversation, take it as divine affirmation. The universe is calling you back to your own light, not because you're lost, but because you're ready to glow again. And in that glow, you will find what force and logic never delivered: ease, flow, radiance, and the ability to manifest, not from fear, but from fun. So ask yourself gently, what would your life look like if joy was no longer the result, but the way? Number 11, alignment in silence. Now we arrive at the silent gateway. Number 11, 2 vertical lines, like twin lanterns standing still in the windless dark, not touching, not merging, yet deeply connected. 11 is no ordinary number. It is a master vibration, a mirror, a portal, a call to stillness. In Buddhist understanding, it reflects the sacred dualities of life, the visible and invisible, the outer form and the inner emptiness, the self and the observer. In its presence, something shifts, not with thunder, but with a hush, so profound it can only be heard by a quiet heart. The energy of 11 does not knock loudly, it appears like a whisper, soft, mysterious, undeniable. You see it flash on your phone, 1111, you notice it on license plates, elevator buttons, seat numbers. And though you try to ignore it, it returns again and again, not by force, but by resonance. This is not coincidence. This is alignment, a sacred reminder that you are exactly where the universe needs you to be, that you are not lost, you are being paused, gently, by something high. In August 2025, this frequency intensifies, not with chaos, but with deep, echoing stillness. 11 does not urge you forward, it invites you inward. It does not offer maps or milestones, it offers mirrors, and in those mirrors, you may see yourself in a new way, not the striving self, but the spacious self, not the seeker, but the listener. In the teachings of the awakened ones, true wisdom is not found in the noise of seeking, but in the silence of knowing. Baba Vanga often spoke of messages hidden in light. Nostradamus too saw the power of portals that open not with effort, but with readiness. 11 is that portal, a passageway into subtle knowing. You may find yourself at a quiet crossroads this month, unsure whether to act, to speak, to decide. But 11 does not push. It waits. It teaches that stillness is not weakness, and pausing is not failure. The breath between decisions holds more guidance than the rush of reaction. When you surrender into this space, something opens, a clarity not born of logic, but of inner peace. As the Buddha said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. 11 echoes that truth, again and again. And so, in this moment, 11 gently asks, not in haste, but in depth. Are you willing to step beyond noise, beyond needing answers, and simply listen to what your silence is trying to show you? Number 17, wisdom in motion. 17 arrives like a gentle breeze through the trees, easy to miss, yet unmistakable for the one who knows how to feel, not just see. It does not demand attention with thunder or lightning, but flows with a quiet authority, whispering a deeper message for the soul. In numerology, it is a union of two sacred forces. 1, the initiator, the flame, the divine will to move forward. And 7, the mystic, the seeker of truth, the silent observer of unseen realms. Together, they form a cosmic alliance. 17 is not simply motion, it is wisdom in motion, the merging of instinct with insight, momentum with meaning. In this spiritually charged month of August, when thresholds rise like distant mountains and crossroads appear without warning, the presence of 17 is not random, it is divine choreography. You may see it flicker across the digital clock at a moment of hesitation. You may hear it in the background while your heart debates a next step. In these subtle echoes, the universe is not trying to confuse you, it is trying to confirm you. 17 arrives when your path begins to blur, not to stop you, but to teach you to walk with your eyes closed and your heart wide open. In the Buddhist path, faith is not blind, it is luminous. The Dhammapada says, by oneself is evil done, by oneself is one defiled, by oneself is evil left undone, by oneself is one purified. This is the lesson of 17. You must walk, but you must also know why you walk. It invites you to trust your intuition, not as a fantasy, but as a compass formed by lifetimes of lessons. You are not beginning from scratch. You are continuing from wisdom already earned. Every hesitation, every detour, every doubt, they have carved out space for clarity to rise. The teachings of Baba Vanga often centered around action, born from vision, not haste, not fear, but knowing. Nostradamus spoke of fated times, where people would learn to read the hidden signs beneath the ordinary. 17 is such a sign. It tells you, you are not late, you are not off track, you are in rhythm. The mind may resist, the world may distract, but the soul knows. And 17 simply asks you to remember what you've always known deep down, that your path is already beneath your feet, waiting only for your sacred step. So pause now and ask not what should be done, but what your intuition is already whispering, because in that whisper lies your next sacred move. And now ask yourself, quietly, courageously, what would shift in your life if you stopped doubting and started deeply trusting the wisdom already within you? Number 5, courage to begin again. 5 is the wind that changes direction without warning, the ripple in still waters, the call that stirs something ancient inside you. It is not chaos, but a sacred shift, a divine reminder that nothing in this world is meant to remain fixed. In numerology, 5 is movement, transformation, the rebellion against stagnation, and yet it is also the invitation not to run, but to rise, not to escape the old, but to dance with the unknown. In Buddhist thought, impermanence is not a tragedy, it is the very breath of enlightenment. The lotus does not bloom by staying buried, nor does the soul evolve by clinging to safety. In this August of 2025, 5 does not arrive quietly. It breaks through like water against stone, like breath after silence. It's the sacred disruption your spirit has been secretly praying for. You may feel it as a subtle unease, an inner itch to move, to choose differently, to finally say yes where you've long said not yet. It may come disguised as a closed door, a detour, or even loss, but beneath it all is the pulse of life calling you back to motion. 5 doesn't demand a leap into the void. It asks only for movement, one breath, one choice, one brave step forward. The Dhammapada whispers, as a mighty flood sweeps away a sleeping village, so death carries off a man who is absorbed in gathering flowers. This is the wisdom of 5, to awaken before life passes us by in dreams and delays. You were not made for comfort, you were made for transformation. Baba Vanga often warned that humanity's future would depend not on those who waited, but those who acted. And Nostradamus foretold ages of upheaval, where only the flexible would flourish. 5 is the energy of that age, not to fear the tide, but to become it. You may find yourself clinging to something that once nurtured you, a role, a place, a person, a version of yourself that no longer fits. And 5, gentle but firm, asks, is this who you still are, or is this who you were afraid to stop being? To begin again is not weakness, it is sacred courage. The tree sheds its leaves, not in despair, but in faith that new ones will come. So too must you shed what you've outgrown, with grace, with trust, with the knowing that life always honors the brave. And now, as the winds of change pass through your life, pause and ask yourself with sincerity and strength, what have I outgrown, and am I finally ready to release it, so I may begin again? Number 66, Sacred Harmony of Wealth and Wisdom. 66 is not just a number, it is a frequency, a mirror, a message from the quiet currents of the universe. It hums with the rhythm of balance, of giving and receiving, of knowing when to strive and when to soften. The number 6 alone speaks of growth through patience, clarity, focus, and intention. Doubled, its vibration amplifies, reminding us that wisdom and wealth are not separate paths, but two currents of the same river, flowing side by side. In August 2025, 66 arrives like a gentle tide, nudging us toward a deeper alignment. It's not a call to chase more, but to refine the why behind what we seek. True abundance doesn't begin with external action, it begins with inner clarity. When our thoughts are steady, when our intentions are clean, the world responds in kind. This number is the invitation to return to center, where ambition meets authenticity, where purpose becomes the foundation for prosperity. If you've been seeing 66 on receipts, digital clocks, pages, or even in your daydreams, take notice. It's a signal that your outer goals are being shaped by the energy you carry within. The more you align with harmony, the more effortlessly things begin to move. This is not magic, it's momentum, the kind that builds when clarity and integrity guide your choices. Wealth, in this vibration, is not just numbers in an account, it's peace, it's time, it's freedom, and it's the ability to create without fear. Here is a practice for this moment in your journey. Write 66 on a piece of paper and place it beneath your pillow for 7 nights. Each evening, light a candle or sit in stillness. Name 6 things you are grateful for and 6 intentions you wish to live by, not just chase. Let your mind soften into this reflection. You may find that your dreams speak back to you, subtly, symbolically, because when we sleep with purpose, we often wake with direction. 66 reminds us that balance is not about perfection, it's about rhythm, about listening, about knowing when to push forward and when to pause. And in this moment, it asks one question above all. Are your dreams in harmony with the life you're truly meant to live? And are you ready to welcome the kind of abundance that feels like peace? Bonus number 22, the hidden code of attraction. And now, the number that only arrives when your energy is finally calm enough to hear it. The final whisper, the secret echo between effort and reward. Number 22, known to many as the master builder, is not a number for dreaming alone, but for grounding those dreams into form. Where most numbers speak in signs, 22 speaks in blueprints. It carries the weight of design, discipline, and manifestation, not the kind that floats in clouds, but the kind that settles into stone. 2 is balance, a quiet conversation between dual forces, action and reflection, giving and receiving, strength and softness. But when doubled into 22, it becomes something greater, a master code. The power to translate your thoughts into tangible creation. It's the architect's number, the one that doesn't just wish, but works, that doesn't just wait, but builds, slowly, steadily, layer by layer. It reminds us that the life we long for isn't given, it's designed. This August, if you've been seeing 22 on signs, screens, receipts, clocks, it's no accident. It means you've outgrown the stage of wishing. You are ready now to shape, to structure, to align the energy of intention with the discipline of effort. The time for hoping has passed. What follows is the time for building, and not just anything, but the life that has always waited at the edge of your imagination. One step at a time, one aligned action at a time. Here's your quiet practice. Write your dream. Just one, at the top of a page. Below it, write 22 small steps that would make it real. Don't judge, don't overthink, just write. Then pick one and begin, with presence, with clarity, with heart. Because the secret to 22 is this: it doesn't ask for speed, it asks for intention. It doesn't care about perfection, it cares about momentum. The kind that only comes from consistency. 22 reminds us that true creation begins not in chaos, but in quiet structure. In the still spaces where clarity rises. In the patient moments where the mind softens and the will becomes precise. And when that moment finds you, when you finally ask, not what should I do, but what am I ready to build, this number appears. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to become the calm architect of the life you once thought you could only dream of?